Captain Forest here, and in today's video I'm going to be power scaling Pariah from DC Comics. Now if you guys are new to my channel, please leave a like, comment down below, and of course subscribe for further content. Also huge shout out to the HQ squad. They've been a huge help in my video. They've just been helping me in my research. Special shouts to Slick and Nyotic. They've been amazing, absolutely helpful in my DC videos, so huge shouts to the team. Now before I go into Pariah, I must address something very quickly. If you guys want the full in-depth scaling for like the basic just like the basic hierarchy of creation and understanding where it would be placed in the DC hierarchy and the tiering system as a whole, I strongly recommend you guys check out my Dr. Manhattan video. I go into extensive detail giving the new placements for the extraversal scaling if you use character stats and profiles. I go over the God Sphere, I go over the bleed, I move up all the way up until past the source wall. I talk about the 5th dimension and the 6th dimension and go into detail. Now I've already kind of gone over that scaling already. I don't want to repeat everything since all that material is in that video. Pretty much all you guys need to know is that the scaling for the DC cosmology makes extraversal, high outerversal, boundless, those tiers extremely cumbersome if you use certain interpretations and certain arguments that I've mentioned in my Dr. Manhattan video. But I'm going to address a little bit about the source, then I'm going to talk about the overvoid in more detail, because that's where we get the meat and potatoes for Pariah, and that's where we decide where Pariah would scale. So the source wall is the edge of creation and acts as a barrier. Beyond the source wall is the source itself. Everything except the overvoid in the greater omniverse, such as the 5th and the 6th dimension, they are all creations from the source. Perpetua made creation and the 6th dimension with the energies from the source. Above the source lies the overvoid, which is vastly above the source. I'm going to go ahead and talk into detail about the overvoid. So the Great Darkness took up the entirety of the overvoid. Throughout a series of carefully planned tactical encounters, the Great Darkness continued to grow in power. Now the overvoid itself is a realm of nothingness, where no matter how much you try to fill the overvoid, it will always amount to zero. And before Lucifer said like all of this in his comic run, he himself had experienced infinite repetitions in the void, telling us that even the infinite repeats that exist in it will just amount to zero. This would actually tell us that the overvoid is a higher level of infinity above the infinite repeats of creations, and yet the Great Darkness is able to take up all of the overvoid. All of this scaling is very important, and to reach that conclusion, I need to go over some more details and context. In Dark Crisis issue 3, Pariah notes to Hal Jordan that heroes of Earth Zero are special, and each of them are a world unto themselves. They are necessary, and Pariah uses them to rebuild the multiverse. Hal is skeptical about Pariah having control over the Great Darkness, to which Pariah replies, "You dare suggest I cannot master the Great Darkness?" as a response to scoff at Hal Jordan and his skepticism. When Hal Jordan interacts with John Stewart's world, he notes that he's never felt anything this powerful before. Hal notes that the Great Darkness is using the Justice League as weapons. Swamp Thing notes that the Great Darkness is not a thing of good or evil. It does not desire to control anyone. He is confused and finds the actions to be of the Great Darkness weird. The mystery is all cleared up in Dark Crisis and Dark Crisis the Deadly Green, when John confirms that Pariah is not being controlled by the Great Darkness, when in fact it was Pariah that corrupted the Great Darkness himself and controls its power. Dr. Multiverse notes that Pariah is vastly above the likes of Empty Hand and Darkseid, and rightly so. Pariah does battle with the Justice League and the Justice League Incarnate. His blast kills and vaporizes Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, John Stewart, whose newly found amp Godstorm powers, which is directly linked to the source. Satana, Aquaman, Hawkgirl, and Martian Manhunter and the Justice League Incarnate. Black Adam's physical attacks did nothing to Pariah, as Pariah scoffs at Black Adam, insulting his power by calling Shazam a false god. Pariah's blast was also killing Black Adam until Black Adam countered with a Shazam blast, but even after being taken down, we even see Pariah's find later as he continues to get even stronger and focuses on his plan to bring forth the birth of a new multiverse. With that being said, Pariah is insanely powerful. This dude is easily overvoid tier and insanely high into the tiers of high outerversal plus, boundless plus, and extra versal plus if you use character stats and profiles. The scaling that I presented to you folks easily makes these tiering systems extremely cumbersome because of how powerful DC is and how powerful Pariah is. Now that I've gone over the stats and all that good stuff, I'm going to go ahead and talk about some of the abilities. The Dark Influence was having an effect on people. The Great Darkness also had avatars to do his bidding, such as Empty Hand, Upside Down Man, Trigon, Mandrak, and even Lucifer are puppets of the darkness. What also makes the Dark Influence powerful is that people were unaware that they were under the Dark Influence's control. Pariah, with this power, has shown to use the Dark Influence on people and have them under his control. He can spread his darkness to corrupt a group of people. In fact, the darkness was spreading around creation. When used in combat, it takes control of the enemy and the enemy fights for Pariah. Pariah now controls the Dark Army and can summon it whenever he pleases. The Dark Army consists of powerful characters such as Darkseid, Empty Hand, Ares, Doomsday, Upside Down Man, the Quintessence, Spectre, and many other powerful foes that are a part of his ranks. The chains amplify the attack power of those who are under its control. And to show more things about Pariah, Pariah is able to trap the Flash inside of a twisted reality, and the Flash is trapped under its illusion. This ability specifically turns the user into a universe, and they are trapped inside this false reality, which is a manifestation of the victim's desires, what they want in life. Pariah can enter inside the realms too. He can do this via touch or widespread blast. Pariah also confirms that he killed the heroes and that their very existence is tied to the new worlds created in their image. If those worlds die, they are erased from existence. Pariah was able to teleport away from Superman before he could tag him. Pariah resisted Yara's lasso of truth and broke out. Pariah has taken a Shazam blast from Black Adam. As mentioned, magic in DC is conceptual and fundamental, which means Pariah can take conceptual magic attacks, as he was able to survive and take the blast. So that's going to round up everything for Pariah. Unfortunately, Dark Crisis was very underwhelming when he died. He was probably one of the most vocal villains out of the whole event, and it is a shame that they took him out. But anyway, easily, despite the fact that he went out like a loser, he went out like a winner with scaling. From the low ends of High Alta Versal Plus, Boundless Plus, to even Extra Versal Plus, very high into those tiers. This dude is easily Overvoid tier. This dude is built different. In terms of speed, hands down, immeasurable, irrelevant, very high into those tiers as well. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, comment down below, and of course subscribe for further content. Anyway, it's been real. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.